What's up, Ka? So previously I went on a rant about expectations, and I thought, well, I really like this because I don't know why. I don't know what I was gonna say, but for some reason I really, really enjoy just talking about stuff. And since it's thematic for me, it's okay. I just got fucked. So this might be a very fast game, but who cares? You're here for me, right? I am the Kara guy. Anyway, I don't know even how to start, but beyond expectations, you know what usually happens with life? You are not enough. Or so you think you're not enough. What does not being enough mean? You know, I was in my brain just now when I was starting to record. You know, I hate scripting. I hate video editing. I don't like it. I just want to be real. For some reason, I know it's not that interesting, maybe. But some people like just hearing. And guess what? In my mind, I was thinking, well, what if I talk about heartbreak, right? Like something that is pretty relevant for me. But I thought, well, how about you talk about being enough? Because I think people suffer heartbreak for many reasons. And one reason is expectation. Another reason is subconscious nervous system collapse, probably. But at the end of the day, I think it boils down to, you know, I am not enough and I lost this person because I am not enough. But guess what? That's probably not true. That's probably not true because I'm here to tell you right now in the most annoying guru way, typical, standard, if you want AI generated bullshit way, I want to tell you heartbreak is okay. It's okay for you to feel this way. And it does not mean that you are not enough. And in fact, it means you are a good person that's probably feeling things as opposed to a heartless person. And now you say, oh, well, how do you define a good person, man? Like so many definitions of good and bad. Well, guess what? I think if you haven't done anything wrong and you're sitting there and you've tried everything to get this person to change, maybe to love you, to be like you, and you still failed and you're suffering from heartbreak now because you love this person, whatever love entails for you, you're not a bad person. I don't think you're a bad person for doing that. If you've actively harmed someone, if you've actively tried to put them down, if you've manipulated them, then you're a bad person. I'm sorry. You can say not consciously, but I have a strong opinion on this. If you've manipulated somebody, that's not okay. That's actually pretty straightforward. But realize that it's okay. You know, we can't all be heroes, but I assume that most people watching this are not bad people, right? They're not people who harm people. Or if there are people who harm people purposefully, they're trying to repent, maybe. Listen, man, it's okay. Understand that if somebody is hurt, it does have to do with you if you've done something, even if it was on accident. That's why we have jail for people who shot somebody accidentally, because there's still consequences for that, right? There's consequences for everything. We live in a society, as I've said. But, man, relax. Like, understand it's also about the other person. And I'm talking about heartbreak here. I'm not talking about shooting somebody in the head and it was being an accident. That's not about the other person. You cannot circle your way around that. But in terms of love, I think you can. Because we choose love. I don't think love is accidental. That's a very wide topic. But look, it's a risk you take. And I know that you know that this risk you've taken to love somebody is something that maybe you know will happen, that you will risk heartbreak and therefore be sad. Or maybe you don't know that and you assume you'll be fine. But in any case, it's okay to be heartbroken. It's okay to feel what you feel. In any case, it's okay. Now, whether it's the right thing to feel what you feel and whether the situation is how you think it is a pointless exercise. Because there are too many variables and there's too many perspectives, and I know that is a cheap excuse usually to not focus on yourself and think about, well, what did I truly do wrong, right? Or anything. But guess what? Love, I don't think is the case there. Love is something completely different. It's a completely different beast. It really is. Because love is something we choose and also not choose, I guess. You could argue that, but the sustainable love is something you choose. And if it doesn't work out, and if you think the person in front of you is not who you thought it was, and if you think you cannot change that person, or if you think you can work it out with this person because you love them, because you think that will work for sure, I'm sorry, but it's just not gonna happen. Unfortunately, okay, hold up now, I need to think. Yeah, that's bad. I guess I'm dead. I'm probably dead. Okay, next game, because I have more to say. Look, man. Their reaction, or their inability to change, or their nervous system, their experiences, they were never your fault. It was never, ever your fault. It is never, ever your fault what that person has experienced beyond you. You cannot control that. You cannot plan for that. And, oh, but you're going to say, well, this is just soothing bullshit because obviously some things are controllable. Well, I can fix her, bro, you know. I'm Bob the Builder. You are not Bob the Builder. I'm sorry. You know, I was Bob the Builder for a year probably. I realize I'm not Bob the Builder, even though I fucking love that woman, but I'm not Bob the Builder. I cannot save her. I cannot change her. I cannot do anything for her. I know it's a personal experience. I know it's kind of weird to be talking about that online, but listen, bro. Or a sister, whatever. Because I'm sure maybe women will also watch this. A person in front of you is a person you do not truly know ever. Is a person who will change, who might change for any kind of reasons, who might disappoint you, who might not be who you think he is, who might just be the wrong person even though you think you love them. Guess what? You also change. And just because you feel bad now doesn't mean shit's over. Okay, it's good that he wasted that. It doesn't mean shit's over, okay? I know you've invested years in that. And I want to tell you, oh, but so what, man? Like, who cares? Like, you get them back. It was a lesson. It was this. It was that. Fuck that shit, man. I know how it feels. I know how it feels. You just lost time. I'm not going to tell you you did not lose any time because that's bullshit. But what you did not lose, if you stay with dignity and if you reflect, is your ability to change for the better. That is something you do not lose just because you try to fix someone or try to stay. You learn from that. You learn something important. And then you gotta say, but you could fix people. Oh, but this is very subjective. No, man. In my humble opinion, without trying to force anything onto you, I think some truths exist in life which you cannot fight against. You simply cannot fight against them. And you should not try to fight against them. You should try to accept them. Because that will help you. I'm not going to say I know the truth. I'm going to say I have experiences. I have disappointments that might sound similar to what you might be going through. And that's why I can tell you to be careful, right? And to not obsess on a heartbreak, to not put your own value on a heartbreak. This is a very weak deck I'm playing, by the way. That's why I'm getting owned. So obviously, it's not my fault. Nah, it is kind of my fault. But look, man, somebody can... This is more for my situation. Somebody can love you. Somebody can think you're the most amazing person in the world and still not feel anything for you, or still not be in a place in life where they can love you. And that could break your heart, but that's okay. It's okay to have your heart broken. It's okay to suffer. It's okay to sit there ruminating and thinking about them, because that's life and that's it. You're a human. You're human. You just, and I know you want to reach out. I know you want to fix things. Sometimes you just can't if the other person's not ready, but you should. What I want to say, and I might get a lot of hate for this, but you should always try to talk it out as an adult. Okay? If you feel you've been wronged, take a step back and think why you were wrong. If you feel like you were lied to, take a step back and think, what happened? Why do I feel this way? And if you think you've wasted your time, and if you think you've suffered too much, well, also take a step back and really sit in silence. I think, here's another snippet from my personal experience. I think a lot of people don't sit in silence with themselves, me included. I'm not a prophet. I'm not perfect. I have this issue as well. Okay? I also do not always sit in silence. But that helps you so much. Like, we just try to escape. We try to numb. We try to stop things from happening. But guess what? It will always catch up to you. Heartbreak will catch up to you because it doesn't depend on you. You can lower it. You can stop ruminating. You can stop obsessing. But you cannot escape the feeling. And the more you try to escape the feeling, the more it will catch up to you. That's a great ending. I finally won with this deck. And yeah, I really love doing this. I don't know why. I just love talking to the camera. Talking just from my personal experience right now. Maybe it helps me because I'm broken inside. But yeah, it's just a temporary thing, right? And I think I learned a lot, and I will learn a lot, and life is beautiful.